Well, darn, my live cut off, so I'm going to keep going from where I left off. So I ended up downloading 7 months worth of content, literally week by week. Week by week, I found out what it was that I wanted to say. It was all of the knowledge that I've been trying to say for the last 5 years, consolidated in a very consecutive, mentally digestible way. And since October, I've been showing up every single week. It has been the joy of my life to be able to share this information with you, because the things that I'm saying are the things that I not only have been practicing on myself, but these are the things, the little moments of breakthroughs that I'm able to connect in with my clients on an individual basis that makes them reach the next level in their bodies and in their business. So I've been able to find ways to share what it is that I want to say. And so we've been on a roll. Yolanda's been rolling with us for a minute. Yolanda, I think you came in around, I don't know if you started right at the beginning of October, but you were there pretty close to the beginning. And I know I see you on a good majority of the lives. It's like we have been having these conversations, and the rate or the way in which you're able to apply this has been up to you. That's all I want. I want you to move at your own pace. I want you to explore this. Yes, and I can't believe how much time, girl, has passed. Like, what is happening? But it's like, I want you to be successful at your pace. That to me is health. Now, we've been on a roll. We've been on an absolute roll. And I want to take a quick pause really quick, because we came off the other live and I was on a roll. And so I wanted to get that last little bit out. For you just tuning into this video, the live just cut off on the first video. So we're back here for the second video. So this is part 2. If you want to go back and review what it is that I started saying, I'm just starting to begin to share a story that has a trigger warning. If you feel like grief or loss is something that you don't want to experience right now, then I highly suggest just tapping out of this live. If you want to come back and hear what I have to share later, we'll be here. We'll be here. So with that, we've been on a roll here in this group. We've been connecting. You guys maybe have little nuggets floating around in your head. I feel expressed as a leader, as a creator, someone who feels like God is speaking through me. I'm able to get it out, and I know that my work is being done. We've been consistent every week. I've not missed a week since October. I have been desperate for that level of consistency in my business, in my life, as a woman, as a creative, for a very long time. And then the last 2 weeks has been something that I've actually experienced before. But this time, when I tried to come live, I couldn't grab it. I couldn't grab. Now, I guarantee you, every time that happens, this is how God works for me. When I press play, words start coming out. I hardly know a lot of the times before I start exactly what I'm going to say. I know the general gist. I have a plan, but the way it comes out, it's like an art. It feels like a dance for me. It's really, I feel like it's my outlet speaking. And, the last 2 weeks have been difficult because for the second time in the last year, as a woman, I experienced a miscarriage. For those of you guys who don't know me this well yet, I have been married for the last 4 years to my husband, Patrick Bell. We are both fitness coaches. We love what we do. I help women. He helps men. He helps people, but he tends to help men. We met, and in 11 months we were married. We just have such a deep connection, and a lot of it's based on creation. It's based on creativity. It's based on growth and evolution. We're incredible people who challenge each other. I've never been in such an authentic, loving relationship. And so this time last year, the same event happened. found out I was pregnant, and then not soon after was not able to find a heartbeat on the first ultrasound that we went to. It was a very devastating time, but the one piece about it was that it was a little hopeful in the sense that, okay, the first one, okay, this happens. This happens to people. This happens to women everywhere. I grieved well. I found my friends who just showed up for me. I opened my heart up to receiving support in a way that I normally try to just take care of myself. Yolanda, we haven't gotten to share it with you yet, friend. We recovered. It took us out, but we recovered. And now we're back again. And surprise, I'm pregnant. I remember the feeling of being pregnant the first time. It's a very specific feeling when your hormones start going crazy and your boobs start feeling some ways and you start bloating in ways, and then you never start your period, and it really is this beautiful moment. The feeling of creation. And this time I got really excited about it. It had been a year. We grieved, we processed, we connected, we grew from it. And this time, it happening again, my one hope was what I didn't get the first time. I really, really wanted to hear my baby's heartbeat. What was so beautiful, ladies, is that I got that opportunity. I was able to hear it on a Tuesday, and then the next morning, I miscarried. And it was one of those moments where I was fighting with myself back and forth. Sammy, you've been through this before. Keep your mind focused that this baby's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Keep your mind. Don't let your mind go off path. Don't let your mind think negative thoughts. Stay away from negative thoughts. Stay away from negative thoughts. I couldn't tell you the percentage of days where I was positive and negative, waving back and forth in fear around what happened the first time happening again. But I got what I wanted. What I kept imagining in my mind, that visionary gift that we have as women, to see the things that are not seen, to live in the vision, to hold that. I got that. The exact moment I wanted was to hear the heartbeat again, or for the first time, and I got that. And so when the miscarriage happened, the obvious question with any grief is why? Why? Why is this happening? What did I do? What could I have done differently? How could I have shown up better? What else could I have eaten? Where are my hormones? Is this a mentality or a spiritual thing? And in processing all of this, I really settled in a place that feels good that I want to share with you guys today. Is that when it comes to really creating impact in the world, and especially being a woman, I really believe that in order to impact the world, we have to first be impacted. In order to influence the world at the level we want, the effortlessness that we talk about, we have to first be impacted. Now, I do not believe that life, the universe, source, God, gives things to us to punish us. I don't believe in that mentality. I very much believe that all things are working to help create us. And it gets to be a choice whether we decide that we are covered or that we're not covered. Now, when I show up each week and I talk to you about, my friend, your health is the most important thing. It's the most important thing to pay attention to. It's not because it's an obligation. It's because what is required for you to care about your health, to care about your well-being, to care about you, the value you bring, the love that you carry, to fully take care of your health, the actions, the mindset, the heart set that is required to be consistent, to fall in love with it, to decide for yourself what style is you. The character development that is required to honor your health are the same character traits you'll need in order to withstand what life will bring to you. Health is a vehicle. It's a playground or a classroom. Your health is an opportunity to find the parts of you that want to break. It's not about how many calories you've eaten. It's not about how many sessions a week you got in today. It's about, what do you have to say to yourself to get out of bed and go get your health? What do you have to say to your heart in order to allow it to soften, to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me? When I talk about world building, I really see us as world builders. We have purpose. You guys, you have purpose. You have a job here on this earth. We are all meant to build this world. If you have purpose, you have assignment. And if you have assignment, you have authority. Your authority is a personal power that allows you to decide what is a yes for you and what is a no for you. When you have the ability to not only discern your yeses and your nos, but then enforce those yeses and nos to create your mind, your heart, and your actions, that discernment that comes from experience and wisdom and story and living, that discernment is what makes you solid. The discernment is based on your character. But characters walk through conflict. They do. I'll never forget, back in 5th grade, my favorite teacher in elementary school. Her name was Miss Sutter. She gave Miss Frizzle vibes from Magic School Bus. I will never forget when she taught us story, the basic concepts of story. And she said, if a story does not have conflict, it's just a statement. It was like, oh, me saying I went to the store today, it's an event, action was taken, something happened. But I went to the store today and I witnessed a robbery and I was fearful for my life And I watched these people try to take money from the cashier, and I stepped in and I stopped it. And this is how I overcame a problem. Resolution is the final stage of story, and resolution is where new knowledge is born. Resolution, the other side of conflict, is where wisdom isn't knowledge, it's experience. When we are impact forward leaders, our goal is to create impact for others in a way that feels effortless for us and in a way that feels effortless for them, meaning they have no resistance in believing what you're saying. The most resistant free truth comes from the people who have walked the path themselves. And I have to say, this is not a camp that I chose to be in. It's not a camp that I want to be in. But if you've experienced grief before, loss, deep loss, you can feel people's care for you and how different it lands when someone says, I am so sorry for your loss. And it's someone who has never experienced this type of loss before versus the people who say, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know exactly where you've been. I love my friends. I love the people who love me too. But as I was receiving love, I could feel a different level of impact from the people who spoke to me from a place of they love me and those who showed up from a place of experience. You as a leader, as a world builder, as a visionary, as a woman after her purpose to help and serve the world. If you say you want to help people at this level, there is a criteria list in order for that to feel organic, natural, and healthy for you to pursue. It comes from your experience. And if you want the least amount of resistance in creating a successful business, a least amount of resistance from trying to convince your kids to take a different path, the least amount of resistance from uniting with your partner or finding the love of your life, when you speak from a place of experience, and you speak in a way that means I know because I walked that, your form of impact takes on an entirely new dimension. It hits at a deeper level. People can feel it more than they hear it or understand it. I don't think that deep loss is something that we need to look for. Sometimes I feel like we look for pain, we look for issues, we look for things to continue this theme of I'm hurting or it needs to be hard in order for me to be successful. I don't believe in that. But I do believe that big things in life happen. If you know you are meant to build something in another country that it's never seen before, you're going to come up to resistance. If you're wanting to be a big player in big money and investments, you might experience legal issues, suings, people talking about trying to defame your name. How do you show up? How do you allow this life that you've committed to in your pursuit to pursue no matter what? The things that happen alongside, that can happen alongside your pursuit, if you do not take those moments to say, oh, I must be impacted first in order for me to effortlessly impact. It feels like we never really get out. I want you to feel like it's possible to respect some of the semi-hard and the hardest things that you experience in life. It's not always your responsibility to use your pain as a mechanism to teach people, but sometimes one person can get down on their knees and hold your hands. Like a woman did for me. She said, I've been there. She said, I've been where you are and I made it. I have kids. I didn't believe I lost my way along the journey. She didn't impact me in business. She didn't impact me in my marriage. She impacted me on the exact storyline that she experienced. She doesn't go around on stages talking about this, and she saw me and met me in one moment. That's impact. It's not creating a podcast or a Facebook group or getting paid to talk about your pain. You never know who you're going to encounter, and your story is so beautiful. So I want to use this as a leverage point to begin to, one, share where I've been over the last 2 weeks. I'm crying now, but I'm at a point where there are just so many beautiful things, and it brings me to tears. Overall, I'm good. I've been working on a lot of things in the last 2 weeks, and I finally feel like I can talk. So I want to let you know where I've been, and I want to let this be a segue to where we're going. When I talk about impact, ladies, and I talk about health, health is the precursor to what we're about to enter into. So I want to let you know that we are continuing. For the next 2 months, we're going to be talking about the different elements of impact and the ways that I see them. My hope is that if you are in a place of running a business, if you know that you just want to be more impactful to your family, if you know that you want to find more creativity in the way that you're being and the way that you're showing up, and you want to, maybe you want to write or create a new product or something, there's something you want to do. I love you so much, Yolanda. Oh man, thank you for being here with me through this. Thank you. If there's something, any way that you want to create impact, I want you to feel like what we're going to be walking through over the next 2 months is going to be a way to make sure that your style of impact feels effortless. If you haven't already, and you really want to, thank you, friend. If you really want to explore impact at the level that I teach it, I highly recommend going back and watching the videos previously. The ones that we have previous to this video, this live today. It's a lot. There's a lot of videos. We've been doing this for months now, so that there's a lot. Take your time with it, but understand that this is the third step in a 3-step system, and it's taken us months to get through the first 2 steps. So there's a lot to say to build this foundation up for it to really land in a way that feels different than what we've done in the past. So I want to thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for holding space with me. Thank you for being in this community. Thank you for allowing me to cry. I don't like to cry in front of people. Thank you for hearing this story. Again, like I said, this is the first and maybe only place I'm going to post publicly about it. We'll see. But I appreciate your presence and the way that you show up. And I also want you to know that, vulnerability is the final destination of visibility. We want to be okay with what we're navigating. I want you to feel okay with everything, anything that you're navigating, to the point to where if you felt cold, you can talk about it. You can be seen by it. Because when you have that level of visibility, comfort in your visibility, you're ready to move on to stage 3, which is impact. So I love you. I want to bless you guys. I really see you and what we're creating here. So stay tuned. We'll come back next Thursday here at the same time. Wishing you guys the best, and we've got this. Here's to becoming more active and attractive. I love you so much. We'll talk soon.